Hello, hello, hello. Do we have audio now? You gotta love when you go live and you gotta troubleshoot. You gotta love it. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Once again, Success Bully is an elite accountability practice, and so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. Oh, happy Monday, happy Money Monday. I hope that you all are moving with momentum and that you've got clarity and your vision is shifting. I hope that you are wrapping up this quarter strong. I hope that you have a lot of evidence to support that this is going to be your best year yet. So, with that said, before we jump into everything, I do want to remind you that we are hosting a very special event. We call it the Six Figure Setup tomorrow, and this is our planning and strategy session. So, no matter where you are in your business, I think that the start of a new quarter is a great time to do a quick assessment to identify what's working and what's not working. The things that aren't working, being comfortable enough to cycle them down and step out of them graciously or just stop doing them. And the things that are working, how do you amplify and optimize those things? But if you don't assess, how do you know if you've been an ass? So I want you to, Lucille will put the link in the comments below. If you haven't already grabbed your ticket, as we're going to spend a few minutes together putting together your game plan to finish strong, and I really want you to be able to hit that, if you haven't already, hit that first six figures in your practice by the end of this year, not next year, the end of this year. So the next 6 months, 9 months, I can do maths. 9 months, you can wrap it up strong. So if you haven't got your ticket, go ahead and grab that. This month, we have been all focused around the idea of march into action. And the last few weeks, I have been giving you tips for really small things that you can add to your weekly routine that'll drive revenue in your business. And so we talked about making contact. So just knocking over that first domino and consistently reaching out to your ideal client, not just over rotating on social media or spending so much time trying to craft the perfect blog post, but really getting out there and connecting with that ideal client so you can drive the conversation, get those consultation calls, get those conversations going that will lead to a sales conversation and hopefully a close, right? We talked about the idea of asking for referrals. You know, like when you love something, you share it with other people. But I think that as entrepreneurs, we wait for our clients to have these great experiences and hope they share. I think that we can be way more intentional and ask for those referrals, right? You can have a little more consistency in the referral business that you get in by simply asking for it, right? My bra strap keeps trying to creep out, but I really love the neckline here. And then we talked about like keeping the main thing the main thing. I think that oftentimes we can get overwhelmed by all the things going on in our businesses and when life is lifing, that we forget to make a really great cake. If you think about your business as a cake, that the fundamentals, the things that the tried and true that will bring you new clients, that will grow your business, that's your cake. And we want to make sure we make a really great cake, right? And then, if you want to do fancier things, you want to build sophisticated sales funnels, and you want to host retreats and bespoke events. That's your frosting. That's your sprinkles. That's all of those accoutrements, if you will. But first, we have to like focus on making a really good cake. And so, just keeping the main thing, keeping it nice and simple, and also understanding life is lifing, and that you can scale, turn the dial up and down depending on what's going on in your life, right? That it's your business. It doesn't have to look any way but what works for you. Okay. So today, this one is a little counterintuitive, but you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Also, I did a bunch of spring cleaning this weekend, and I decided that I was going to redecorate my office grossly underestimating the time it would take for that, especially as someone who is not overly, how does one say it? A design focus, like I can put together an outfit no problem, but home stuff, that's not my ministry. I always got to get a bunch of help around it. So, yes, we may have a little bit of an echo. This will get better. This will get better. So, if you have ideas on how to give this a rich auntie vibe, feel free to email me your design ideas because I want rich auntie lushness going on in my office. So you all can follow follow the journey. Today, okay, back on topic. Sorry, guys. I just realized I had a bit of an echo. Focusing. So, with the theme of march into action, I wanted to just give you this little tip. It's a little counterintuitive. Um, and I don't want you to take it the wrong way. It comes from the best place. And it is something that even I have to work on. I have to work on. So it's called minding your business. It's called mind your business. And what do I mean by mind your business? Now, I have said for my 40s that my theme for the entire decade was to mind my business and stay hydrated. And, I'll be 44 in a few months. I know I do not look a day over 27. Thank you. 44? Where? This bra strap. I know I do not look a day over 27, but, this whole theme of just kind of taking better care of myself emotionally, spiritually, physically. So that's to stay hydrated, nourishing myself, but also minding my business, staying up out of messy stuff, focusing on the things that bring me joy. And my circle of influence, my bubble. Like my life is so simple and so easy breezy. I'm adopting those two things: staying hydrated and minding my business. It's when I stray away from those things that life can get real complicated, right? And so the same thing with your business. And I see this in my business too, that minding your business means a different from, avoiding gossip and drama, and making better choices about who's around you, which, yes, you should have a pretty good business network. But also minding your business is intentionally taking time to look at your numbers, to review your expenses, to review the health of your business, not waiting waiting to your annual physical, or when you do your taxes, to look at the health of your business, right? And so what I want to suggest to you is that, you know, you set aside time weekly to peek in on it. It's real quick. You do a longer monthly review, and that's, again, why I say this is important. And, like, we don't control who says yes when, right? And there's some predictability, and there's some predictability. There are rhythms and cycles to business. But the reality is, especially when the market shifts, when we see a shift in the market, we do not control when people say yes, especially now. Sometimes it takes them a little longer to say yes in this type of economy. We do control what goes out. So really managing those expenses, being really clear on where your money goes and flows, right? So you may have a bunch of projects going on, and I see this quite a bit with more um, junior entrepreneurs, and I have to avoid it myself as a hyperachiever. There's a lot of things I can do. There's a lot of things that I can do. That doesn't mean it is a good thing. It doesn't mean I have to do it. So, you may have all these different things that you may be speaking, you may be coaching, you may be facilitating, you may be writing, selling books, you may be doing six different things in one business. And you may not be doing all six of those well, right? If you review that, then you know where the money goes, where the money flows, right? And so look at it monthly, but right now, this is the end of a quarter. I want you to do a state of the union, right? And make those big decisions based on this quarterly data. Like your business is always 90 days ahead of you. So if you start a new initiative or you start a new marketing program or you start a new thing, you got to give it 90 days before you can call it a success or failure, right? So at the end of the quarter, if you have launched a new newsletter, you commit to that newsletter for 90 days and then assess what kind of impact that newsletter had on your business, right? You launch a new marketing initiative, give it 90 days. Whether you work with an agency or you DIY, it's going to be 90 days before you really see the impact on your business, positive or negative, right? If you bring looking at your client flow, how long did it take those people to go from, being introduced to you, coming into your world until they became clients? Is it a rather fast process, or is it months and months and months in the making? And we have to keep those things in mind. But your quarterly review will give you so many insights. So I want to encourage you to really sit down this week. Don't wait until April 17th to start reviewing last quarter. It's the 27th. You got enough data. You might have some big wins in the next 3 days, and good on you, but you can just add that in. You can just add that in. So look at those expenses. Look at what if you're uh, spending with ad spends, what's your acquisitions. Look at all of that, and reach out if you need a grid. But really sit down, and you can do this with pen and paper. This does not need to be a whole Excel sheet. You can do it in Excel, and it should be more sophisticated the bigger your business gets. It's going to have to be, because your business gets more sophisticated. There are going to be more moving parts. But this is your state of the union, right? Consider your monthly review like a little check-in. Your quarterly review, that is your state of the union. That is really gives you an indication of what's working, what's not working, right? So take that one seriously, carve out the time. Really look at, where did all the clients come from? Where's the biggest chunk of revenue coming from? If you feel like, oh, I want to speak, I want to speak, I want to speak, and I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, but speaking drove $0, you didn't get paid to show up, and it didn't bring you any new clients, I want you to retool that. I'm not saying quit it. You got to retool it, right? If you, I want to write this, I want to write this blog, I want to blog post blogs 2 times a week. If nobody has seen said blogs and it's had no impact on your business, think about how you can make it easier. Again, I'm not saying quit these things. How can you hit the easy button on it? There are so many tools to help you. There are so many people to help you. But that quarterly review is going to give you some success metrics to work from. You can make more informed decisions when you have 90 days worth of data to look at. So when I say mind your business, look at it monthly, but now is the time for that state of the union, right? This is the time, really dig into this 90 days of information. See, look for trends, be an investigator on this one, right? If you if your time money is off, where you feel like you worked way too hard for very little money, something's got to shift there. If you're exhausted, you had the best quarter to date, and you are absolutely exhausted, on the brink of burnout, you're sick and you're tired all the time, you're gonna have to retool that. It's not scalable. But if you've had some wins, I want to flip it. I want to make it. I don't want to be pissy about everything. Flip it. You had a really great quarter. Really identify, okay, what is working, and double down on that. Do you need to do more of that thing? Right? If it's not working, no harm, foul. But really take the time for that. And so now I am going to go big on this. I know I just like wax poetically about minding your business, but I want to take it a step further with minding your business. So there's the metrics, looking at your numbers, getting comfortable. You don't have to have an accounting degree. You got to get comfortable with them. And if you need resources on how to get comfortable, we have several experts that work with our Success Bully team to empower our clients to get real familiar with their numbers, to feel really comfortable understanding those things, reach out. We're happy to make referrals there. We're happy to have a strategy session with you. So do not feel like you should be so intimidated by it that you can't look at it or you don't know what you're looking at, right? The second thing I mean by minding your business, or this I guess is my third point, minding your business is stay in your lane. And when I say mind your business, I think it's really comparison is a thief. Comparison is a thief, and it will steal your joy. Comparing your journey, your business journey, to someone else's business journey is a recipe for discontentment, anxiety, anger, resentment. It's all these negative emotions rather than comparing yourself to what someone else's business or where they are in their business. That's none of your business, right? Really focusing in on your journey, not trying to copycat what other people are doing. Yes, there are best practices and there are things that are tried and true, but there are things that are not going to be authentic or feel good to you, that are not going to speak to your ideal client, that aren't going to resonate with you, that are going to feel achy or going to feel like really hard or not something you enjoy. And I think that when you're comparing yourself to other people's business, you can lose so much time trying to mimic or oh they're doing this, let me try that. It's a productivity hack as well as a self-care act. It's self-care to not compare yourself to someone else. It's a one of those amazing gifts you can give yourself. You owe it to yourself to be yourself. You owe it to yourself to be yourself. It is an act of self care to not compare yourself to someone else, to not compare your business to someone else's, because you don't know their journey. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know. Most of the time, really successful people have had a number of failures under their belt. Now, all your failures do not make the headlines. Many of us this might be their second or third business. you know, you have no idea their journey. So that piece, you don't know the journey. It's an act of self-care, but also it's a productivity hack. You won't waste time looking at other people's stuff, right? Or reading way too many captions. That you can stay focused on your things, right? You can stay focused on your things, but also you can stay focused on your strategy rather than chasing white rabbits. And what do I mean by that? That's where you get a really great idea. My hyperachievers, this happens all the time for my hyperachievers. You get a really great idea and you go chasing that idea. You drop everything to go chase that idea. And sometimes comparing yourself to other people, you start chasing ideas that work for their business, but may not work for the market you're in or may not work for the type of people you serve, right? So save yourself a bunch of time, save yourself productivity and self-care by minding your business. And like you can mute people, you can unfollow, you can, instead of looking at it critically, say congratulations to them. Good for them. I'm excited for them. And get back to work. Your journey is your own. So when I say mind your own business, I mean monthly checking in on the health of your business, really understanding what's going on, doing this quarterly state of the union, because like looking at what's going in and what's going out, even just tweaking your expenses a little bit can hugely impact your profits, right? If you're willy-nilly spending, you're not making enough money to offset that spending. That's bad financial hygiene, personally or professionally. And if you're stay in your lane, mind your own business, you know, um, not comparing your business to anyone else's, not comparing your journey to someone else's, being content to walk the path that you are on, that your journey is your own. It's a productivity and self-care act. Self-care, you won't beat yourself up about where you aren't, what you don't have. You'll stay in that space of gratitude and openness to receive bigger and better blessings. All right. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna have church today. What? 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 So I just want to encourage you around the idea of minding your business. Hey, Jazo, it's so good. Look at you. I haven't seen you in forever. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for watching. Mind your business. Mind your business. And if you need support on what that looks like, what minding your business looks like from a strategy perspective, or just you need a little support on how to do that, I want to encourage you to book a call. You can go ahead and grab some time with myself or the team at successbully.com/call. This is our space of service. No question is too small, and you don't have to worry about, oh, well, you're not ready with your business, that kind of thing. We hold time on my calendar to do just this, right? To be of service. So once again, I am Keita Williams, and I am the founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. I want to remind you to mind your business. I want to remind you to be great today, and I will remind you to get your ticket to the Six Figure Setup, which is tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. All right, y'all.